And welcome back to the Daily Wrap. Well, Fox announced Tuesday the top 10 GOP candidates who will star in the first presidential debate of the 2016 season. And they are Trump, Bush, Walker, Huckabee, Carson, Cruz, Rubio, Paul, Christie, and your eventual nominee, Ohio Governor John Kasich. Yeah, well, he's surging. Donald Trump has never done a debate before, as you may have heard, so will Fox be able to keep him in check? Megyn Kelly, one of the moderators for the debate, says they have a plan in case Trump breaks the debate rules, but won't share anything more. Okay, Noah, so Breitbart had an interview with Trump. All right, they talked about a lot of things in terms of strategy, and in the end, Trump says, I'm not going to prep. I'm just going to be myself. And oh, by the way, I'm not going to be on the offensive, but if somebody attacks me, then I'll have no choice but to counterpunch.
Yeah, this is going to be fascinating. I don't, there was a great little quip that was floating around. I think it was one of Kitch's people who were prepping for the debate, that it's like prepping for a NASCAR race when you know one of the other drivers is going to be drunk. There's no way to prepare for something like this.
Perfect analogy, by the way.
And it is a great analogy. And I really think that there is a way to prepare for that, and it's you pit him out as early as you possibly can. I don't know if attacking him necessarily is a bad thing, because it will immediately spark this Trump overreactive impulse, which I think plays really well in front of his supporters in a one-on-one situation with a camera, or maybe even, on Twitter. But in a situation where he's on a debate stage where decorum is the rule, it will look very unpresidential. I think it will get a reaction that he won't be expecting, and it won't be a positive one.
Rick, that's the thing. This won't just be Republican core people watching this. This is going to be independents, Democrats. I mean, this thing will be the most watched primary debate ever by a country mile. So he has to come across somewhat as presidential and not just as a street fighter.
Well, if he doesn't, and that's why actually I think that it's to everybody else's benefit to try and get him in Donald Trump mode. Because look, he's got his people. And if he goes all Donald Trump, he's not going to lose his people. They're still going to be there for him. But that's not enough to get you anywhere near getting the nomination of that party, and they know it. It's everybody else. There was, I don't know if you guys got to see it, Frank Lutz did a group that was very different than the one we saw from last week. And he summed it up by saying it was 2-1 against. And that matches the polls. And you heard what the people who were against Trump had to say. This is the reality of it. We're all getting kind of sucked in because he's made for such a great story during the month of August when there's never any good stories. So it's been wonderful for us. But no, he's not going to win the party nomination being Trump tomorrow night.
Wow. Josh, who has the most to gain tomorrow besides a Donald Trump?
Well, any of the candidates. In fact, the ones that are polling really low are the ones that feel like they have nothing to lose, and they're the ones that are going to go
like
after
Chris
Trump.
Christie, who was Trump before Trump came along. In other words, the bull in the china shop, who's completely candid, will tell
John
you what's
Kasich.
in his
but
heart.
I don't
Trump
think it'll be
with
Chris
policy
Christie because the two of them have a friendship. But I do think Rand Paul will come after him, and we've seen that already.
Yeah.
To answer your initial question, I don't think that Trump is going to be confrontational from the get-go. I think he's going to go in there and surprise a lot of people, maintaining his composure, acting seriously, and trying to act as presidential as possible. He knows he's in the lead. He's comfortable. If you even watch his interviews as of late, he carries himself a lot differently than he did a few weeks ago.
That's true.
Can he stand up on a stage and not look arrogant? That's the question.
Well,
Without even opening his mouth. Can he not look arrogant?
I mean, just the way he stands?
Yeah, and as other people are talking, is he going to be smirking? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, we will all be watching,
I think
as we talked about. And tomorrow night we'll be talking about the best drinking games to play during this, including how many times the word rich comes up. Anyway, meanwhile, the Washington Post is reporting today that just prior to Trump deciding to run for president, Bill Clinton and Trump had a conversation in which the former president told him he should play a bigger role in the Republican Party. Is what he meant exactly? Obviously, if Trump wins the nomination, Hillary Clinton will be in a stronger position in the general election if she gets the nomination, if she's around, for that matter. If true, did Bill Clinton snooker Trump? You love that word, snooker.
Yeah, and I also love the fact that everybody thinks these people are different than everybody else. Hey, they're friends. The Clintons were at Donald Trump's wedding. They are
one?
friends. The latest one.
Okay.
They talk to each other. Guys, you know, it's like thinking that if you have a favorite football team, that nobody on that team talks to anybody in any other team because they're not allowed to be friends, even though they're in the same business.
They all in the same world,
They're
right?
in the same business, folks. They talk to each other. Don't make too big of a deal about it.
Excellent. Noah, last word.
Look, it's possible that Bill Clinton was just saying, yeah, sure, just massage his ego. You can play a bigger role in the Republican Party. It's also perfectly possible that he really wanted him to run because exactly what would happen is happening. There's really no way to differentiate those two things.
Wow. So he could be a plant for the Democratic Party ultimately. That's the theory anyway, being bandied about by Rush Limbaugh and others. Anyway, who is your candidate for 2016? Let us know by going to Newsmax.com, the homepage. That's all you need to do is click on that. Anyway, come up next. We're talking about so much more, including fallout over a major minimum salary raise. And this is quite funny. CEO says, okay, we're going to give you a minimum salary of $70,000. You think the workers are happy? Oh no, they're rebelling against the poor guy. So this will be quite a debate. And then we have your viewer comments coming up as well, and yay or nay, an action-packed Wednesday show. This is the Daily Wrap, and it's only on Newsmax TV.